Hey fellow movie junkies, welcome back to Twin Flicks, where we are always celebrating the magic of movies with you. So today I'm going to be reviewing a new movie that came out. It just dropped on 4K Blu-ray, and after seeing the screener, I had to pick it up on Blu-ray. As you can tell, it is Love and Monsters. Now, truth be told, I received a screener for this from Paramount last year, sometime around March or April, and I just kind of brushed it to the side. I didn't really pay much attention to it. In fact, I really didn't even want to review it because I did something that I always promised myself I would never do. First off, I have to say, I loved every bit of this movie. This was the biggest surprise for me that came out of 2020. And as I said at the top of this video, I honestly, prior to seeing it, I did something that I rarely do and promised myself I would never do. I based the movie solely on its title. I thought it was going to be another Seen It, Done It teen rom-com set in a dystopian future, and I was very mistaken. So don't do what I did and let the name of the movie fool you. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that Love and Monsters is a whole new fresh concept or idea. It's not, but it has a very clever script to it. And Dylan O'Brien's charm makes for a super fun adventure with some terrific action scenes and thrills and comedy. And it all meshes together, it all gels together. Even though it follows classic conventions like universal themes of love, rejection, discovering who you are, where you belong in the world, that we've seen many times. However, what this does different is that it doesn't turn into a sappy YA movie, because it doesn't go too deep into those themes. There's just enough there to explore to give it enough depth, making it more than just another monster movie spectacle or another YA movie. The story does have some big effect sequences, but those special effects don't take over the movie. Instead, they use it as a tool to progress and tell the story. And it helps to ground the movie in giving it more verisimilitude, more realism than just pure sci-fi fantasy. Now, I have to say, I've never been a big fan of Dylan O'Brien. I'm not clamoring for the next Dylan O'Brien movie. I kind of honestly always thought of him as just another rich kid that started acting and just came out of nowhere and doesn't really do anything. And after watching him in Love and Monsters, I was completely wrong about that. I am a fan of his work now because he delivers an excellent performance, and he flexes his range as an actor from his spot-on comedic timing to the more serious moments in the movie, making his character Joel a fun, well-rounded character. And when he befriends an abandoned dog, he is terrific, carrying on one-sided conversations with the dog without it ever going cartoonish or becoming corny. And later on, when he meets two other survivors on the road, one played by Michael Rooker, O'Brien clearly shows his range as an actor, that he is an exceptional, talented lead. Now, I have to give huge props to the screenplay. The script is terrific, and I've neglected to find out who wrote the screenplay. The script does employ cliches and gimmicks that we've seen in other movies. However, it never feels like a copycat or ripoff from other movies. Instead, the way it all connects together with the rest of the movie, it honestly feels fresh. Love and Monsters is also a prime example of a newer movie where you don't need a ballooned $200, $300, $400 million budget to deliver a terrific movie with fantastic, realistic-looking effects and monsters. Love and Monsters employed a mixture of practical and CG effects, and honestly, while I was watching this movie, I couldn't help but think back to when I was a kid in the 80s and early 90s watching monster movies. What I loved most about this movie is it's one of those movies that employs everything. It's fun, it's heartwarming, it has sci-fi, action, adventure, it's funny, and directing from Michael Matthews. Now, I'm not sure what he did before this, but he's definitely a director I'm going to keep my eye on. And oh yeah, it also has a giant crab monster. And with a PG-13 rating, this is a fun ride for the whole family for sure. I'm giving Love and Monsters a 4 out of 5. I highly recommend checking it out. You and your family are going to have a blast with it. Well, before you click out of this video, please do me a huge favor. Jump down in the comments and let me know if you've seen Love and Monsters and your thoughts on it. And let me know what is your favorite futuristic dystopian future movie. And if you haven't done so already, consider hitting that subscribe button and also make sure to hit that bell. Once again, as always, thanks so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule for watching this little review, and we'll see you next time.
You